AITA for ordering alcohol? AITA. I'm currently on a solo trip in Tenerife, all-inclusive to save having to look for places to eat by myself. The hotel has club-style seating, meaning that all tables are tables of 8 and people get sat together. Apparently it's to encourage a sense of community and conversation. Last night I was seated first and had a glass of wine. A family of 5 got seated at my table. 2 adults and 3 children. The mother turned to me and said, "We do not wish to expose our children to women drinking alcohol." I smiled and said perhaps they should ask to move tables if it was an issue. But I would be drinking the wine. They noticed I was on my own and made passive-aggressive comments about this. I went up to get food and on return the wine had disappeared. A waiter came over and asked to see my wristband for the all-inclusive, and said the family had told them I was underage and must have sneaked away from my parents. He was very apologetic and returned with a fresh glass of wine just as the family came back with their food. AITA, for then requesting the waiter, brought me the full bottle along with a couple of shots of vodka. The family stormed out the restaurant when I drank the shots as they arrived at the table. Hush! This is now a proctologist's only orifice. When a post is in enchapumode, TBUPS, www.reddit.com on r/mtheshole. Comments 168 Biscayte title. AITA monthly, open forum September 23. Only users with enough subreddit comment karma are able to comment. If that doesn't include you, no worries. Check out a new DTPS, the www.reddit.com, r/mtheshole new, for other posts that are still open for comment. #ube civil tech TPS, www.reddit.com, r/mtheshole about rules. Please review our fake if you're unsure what that means. Thank you for reporting content that you believe violates our rules, and helping keep posts out of the poo by abiding by our rules. NTA. The audacity to go lie about you being a naughty child that sneaked away to have alcohol. What the actual heck? But also, it's only offensive if women drink alcohol. So it's okay for a man to do that? That's misogynistic. Why shouldn't a woman get to enjoy herself? What family goes to an all-inclusive in Tenerife and doesn't expect to see women drinking alcohol? They will have to blindfold the children. So, a woman drinking in front of their kids is bad. Lying to a waiter, making unfounded accusations about you to staff and being rude to a stranger is okay. Interesting, sliding scale on that moral code of theirs. Nentia. We do not wish to expose our children to women drinking alcohol. Is that so? Great. I'll show you how a real woman drinks. Nta. La. Die. If they don't want women drinking alcohol near their kids, they shouldn't have come to Spain. The mother turned to me and said, "We do not wish to expose our children to women drinking alcohol." Then don't take your kids to places where alcohol is served, Mormonella. Nta. You are an absolute legend for requesting the full bottle of wine and vodka shots. This level of pettiness is something we should all aspire to. Nta. You are my hero for one. Going on a trip like that solo and two. For ordering a full bottle of wine and the vodka shots to spite that mother. Nta. But the parents are sanctimonious idiots. If they don't want to expose their kids to women doing adult activities, they need to brainwash them at home. Nta. Were you petty? How? Absolutely. And I am living for it. This was fantastic, and I would have done the same. I cannot stand parents who believe they can police other people because they want to shield their children unnecessarily from perfectly normal aspects of life. Nta. I write this as a woman currently on a solo trip in Egypt at an all-inclusive, with a glass of wine in hand. I'm applauding your pettiness. Expecting people to cater to your preferences in a public space is actual insanity. My rights don't end where your discomfort begins. Nta. For God's sake, you were there first, It's a place where everyone gets seated together. They do not have a right to tell you, you can't have a glass of wine with dinner. If you don't want your children exposed to alcohol, then don't take them to places that might serve alcohol. But they absolutely do not have a right to tell you what to do. AITA. You didn't ask to play this game. They made up the rules and you just beat them at it. Well done. AITA, you know this? You wanted to tell us what a legend you are. But in case you have any doubt, you're a legend. They should stay the frick at home. Enjoy your holiday. Definitely, AITA. Not only was your response appropriate, but also fucking hilarious. AITA. Yeah. The audacity of those ass. Though? Wow. If they don't want their kids exposed to alcohol, they should probably consider not bringing them places where alcohol is served. Like Utah. AITA. Tan. One time? You were sitting there first? Then they were seated at your table? If they don't want the kids around alcohol, they can get up and sit somewhere else. AITA. They shouldn't visit restaurants that serve alcohol if it is so against their principles for them to see others imbibe. AITA. If they didn't like that you were drinking, your suggestion was correct. They should have asked to be reseated. You should have reported them just based on the lie they told the wait staff. Being underage. If they were the ones with an issue, they should have removed themselves to a different table. And after the first thing they said to me, I'd have been flagging down a waiter for shots, lol. AITA. This is professional level pettiness. Well done. AITA. AITA. They're in Spain, not Saudi Arabia. AITA. What a bunch of entitled prats. People like this utterly fail. We will force our beliefs on you, and then complain and tell lies about you. Horrible people. Look for them in future and make a point of sitting with them, and drink lots and lots of wine. I am cackling at you throwing back some shots just to spite their behavior. AITA. AITA. Frick them. I'd have done the same thing. You should have had them bring shots over for the parents. Superhero stuff is what you did. Screw them. They don't get to dictate your diet or behavior. It's the resort's fault that they didn't do a better job of putting tables together. My late wife was in a wheelchair. Our first big trip as a couple was a cruise to Cozumel. Her mother gave it to us. At the fancy dinner, we were seated at a table with 6 other people. One couple looked a little put out because of my wife's condition. I had to help her eat. The man gave us a sideways look when I started to feed my wife her meal, like it was disturbing her. One guy noticed it and suddenly piped up and said, "That is so awesome, the way you take care of her. I hope to be half the man you are someday." Then the others picked up on that and made similar positive comments. Mr. Side-Eye wouldn't look up from his plate the rest of the meal. Assholes need to be made uncomfortable as heck at every opportunity. AITA. They could have chosen to sit elsewhere. AITA whatsoever. That family are ass, big ones. Maybe they should just never leave their home if drinking alcohol offends them so much, considering it's something women do around the world, and have been for thousands of years. Are you the jerk? Heck no, you're the freaking queen. They indicated they didn't want to expose their children to women drinking alcohol. Would there have been an issue if a man was drinking alcohol at their table? Why did the waitstaff take the wine away? Wouldn't they have checked your ID before serving you? Do they just blindly bring alcohol to anyone, regardless of age, without checking ID? That is wild. The waitstaff believed the other family. Why? AITA. The kids are going to find out sooner or later that women drink too. That's just crazy to think they won't. AITA. And that is a level of petty that I respect so much. Well done. Antia. Those other people are idiots. They are clearly the assholes. Antia, and I feel sorry for those kids, and the misogynistic, backward home environment they're being brought up in. Anta. You do you, and let that family deal with their own hang-ups. And we could be friends, BC. I'd have done the same thing. Antia. Why did they bring their kids to a place where alcohol is served if that's against their wishes? Sounds like they're the ones setting the bad example. Not that I agree with them. Antia. Lou. At your response. What kind of an idiot opposes visual alcohol, but takes their kids to an all-inclusive? Antia. But I think I love you.